currently working with a couple credit unions on their recognition program, their recognition efforts. Both of these grew out of engagement type studies that we did with their employees. And, whether it was on a survey or in a focus group, they brought to the surface the idea that they didn't find the recognition efforts to be very motivating. Well, there's two problems with that. Number one, those credit unions are spending a lot of money on those recognition programs, a lot of effort too. I just thought of that one. I mean, I'm sure my HR people out there can attest to how much time they spend putting together recognition programs, but certainly there's a lot of money that's spent on it. And if it's not motivating our people, then why do it? We need to figure out how to do it. And so that's why we really, as leaders, need to look at what we're doing from a recognition standpoint. All right, I've got 2 points as it relates to that today. Number one, I think that recognition is a micro issue, not a macro issue. Here's what I mean by that. Instead of the credit union as a whole saying, well, we're going to create this recognition program and we're going to structure it and we're going to have parameters to, what you get for this and that and so forth. Unless you're a really small credit union, I think you'd be much more effective if that was done at a local level. So each of you out there who are people leaders, I would challenge you to think about what type of recognition am I doing for my team? What type of recognition could I be doing for my team? And what kind of payoff, what kind of ROI should I expect for that type of recognition? All right. That's what I mean when I say it's more of a micro issue than a macro one. Now, the credit union, and oftentimes it is HR that facilitates this, can identify different resources or different options for the local manager, but it should be a manager's decision on how to properly recognize my team. Okay, that leads me to the second point. And the second point is that when we talk about recognition, it is highly personalized. And if it's not highly personalized, I think that's contributing to some of this negativity that we're currently seeing at these two credit unions, and I would bet exists at least to some extent at your credit union. We need to figure out, almost at a person by person level, what is it that motivates you? How do you want to be recognized? If you were in my shoes, how would you recognize yourself? Okay? What would you do? What would you value? What would you appreciate? I see and have seen for 20 plus years, managers and even executives brag about all of the things that they do from a recognition standpoint. They're very proud of it, and that's great. I love hearing that. However, in the back of my mind, I'm regularly thinking, okay, you think that's motivating, but do your employees think that? So that's what the challenge is to each of you out there, is really think about and study, frankly, by asking your employees, how should I motivate you? How should I recognize you when you do something well or go above and beyond?